Okay, we're going. So this is Somber Tango, the game that I played with Fish, whose name is Coconut now. And so we'll so my the first thing that you do when you're playing Dominions is you make a pretender god. And since we're playing as a disciple, we played with Fish got to choose our pretender. I just I, we kind of we talked about it for like think it was like 2 or 3 days because once we picked our nations, which we went with Pangea and with Yomi, then so Pangea is like uh like Pan like nature centaurs and stuff like that, minotaurs, stuff like that. And then Yomi is like the Japanese demon that came from the mountains. Oh cow. Hold on, I got okay, give me a second. We've got the Pokemon mod up and going. I've been working on that a lot. Okay, so he went with the Japanese Diglets. Um, there we go. Now there's no Pokemon with the Yomi. So what he did is he went with this little Demi Lich, and what these Demi Liches is that he can't move, and he starts with death, but his new path costs a lot, or is really cheap, so I can add like a whole bunch of these and I can't remember exactly what we did. I wanted to go with attack, so my guys are more likely to hit them. But Fish was like he's really resistant on major fire resist. And the way this works is that if you get 4 points, let me get this, then you can get something cool. But if you only have three, it doesn't let you get anything. So you need to get four. However, there's a little secret to Dominions that these four together, if you get all three, it's called a rainbow and you get 3 points in everything. But you have to have three in all of the paths. So that's what we did on both sides. We got three on both sides. We got another one here, and then we went with like protection against fire, and then we did protection against shock, which is like lightning. Because there are so many people with lightning in this game, we went with an extra point there. And then we went with defense. So this is the ability to dodge. So if somebody's like swinging their sword at us, we can dodge. And this was really tough because there's a really powerful nation called Niflheim that can kill you. Their giants have a cold aura, and so like you'll get close to them, and your guys will just fall asleep to like freeze to death, and then they just beat you offside the head. So we probably should have went with major cold resist, but we decided it was the guy that I played the Famoria game with and we played he and I played together, and so I kind of was hoping we'd have like a good relationship going, and he could be kind of scared of me because I carried that game pretty firmly, and so I kind of was hoping that he would play nice, and not only that, but we have other ways to deal with him. Our Dominion, where our like sphere of influence, we were gonna have heat, and that would also scare him away because cold giants don't like so yeah. I think mostly it was this, but yeah, we went with defense either way. So let me see. Then we went with strength of the earth. So this means when we hit something, we hit them harder. So like I said, like the guy I was worried about, he's got giants, and it's kind of like a noob, like a new player. If they can beat the Niflheim giants, then you're good. If you can't beat them, that means you're still a new player. So a lot of the time you're trying to get past that bar. And so one of the things we did, we didn't take cold. We decided that if he attacked us, we were going to stay in our lands. We're going to dodge. So when he goes to swing, we're going to duck. And then when we hit him, we're going to hit him super hard. In fact, we took two of these. We took another one down here that gives us another 5 strength. Oh. So we hit like a truck. Mm-hmm. And then we got something that's called withering weapons that when it hits you, it makes you turn really old. And it seemed like a good idea at the time, but then like everything we were fighting, like elves live for 1,000 years. So like we'd hit them and it add 10 years to their lives, and it's like, oh darn, you took over like you got rid of like a couple days of my life. It wasn't a big deal. I mean I've seen this used, but it wasn't very good for us. There's also a lot of things that you can only hit if you have magic weapons. So it doesn't do more damage. It just makes your sword able, like the silver sword for werewolves, or like special magical weapons to hit. And that they're actually pretty important. I don't normally take them, but good thing we did here. Just leave it at that. You'll see later. The last thing we did is we took some major poison resist. We figured we could do something called foul vapors, which is make all of the land poisonous, and then this protects you against that. So we took that, and then we had one more point, so we did low light vision, so they can see in the dark a little. And initially we didn't think this was important, but later you'll see that kind of times up, and we do use it to some extent. So this means you get your pretender right away. This one means you get it in turn 12, and this one means you get 36. But if you see, I've got negative 67 on top. So I've got to at least take him at turn 12, but we decided to go to turn 36. The reason is that if you look at these things that say incarnate only, those are really strong blesses. They're worth a lot of points. They're really hard to get. And so, but in order to use these, in order for your troops to have this stuff, you need to be alive. You need to be incarnate. And he wouldn't be incarnate until 36. So we took a whole bunch of ones that you don't have to be around. So we went in prison, and because of that, we got 350 points. Now down here are your scales for your lands, like how your lands are more orderly, so you can like recruit more guys, you more production, so there's more metal working. If it's hotter or colder, if there's growth, how fast your people propagate. If it's lucky or unlucky, if it's more magical or less magical, and more magical means it's easier to research. And so each point costs us is 40. So if you get a positive one, it gives you 40. If it's it takes away 40, and if it's bad, it gives you points. So if like I want mine to be like turmoil, so the people don't like each other and it's hard to organize and blah blah blah, then we'd get you see my points go up. And with Pan, my nation, and with Yomi is stronger. If they fight a place with turmoil, they're really strong. With Pan, if I have turmoil, the beautiful women see the Pans, they go into the woods and they become these like they call maenads, which are just they dance around the forest all day, and then they join my army. That's going to be my strategy, is the maenad strategy, and so we both needed turmoil, so it worked out really well. And not only did it work out really well, it gave us a lot of points. And then we wanted to go hot because Yomi, the demons, of course, demons like hot. And then we also wanted to defend against Niflheim. We wanted to go full growth because we like our population. The more population, the more money. We like lucky because the demons don't get a lot of money for some reason. people are more busy hiding their children. And so if you're lucky, you'll find random treasures. And then the last thing we did is we went super magical, so that we could, because my research sucks and so does his, and so we needed anything, and that left us with enough points to get candles. And candles make your dominion stronger. Your dominion is the force that you exert. You don't have to own the territory in order for you to have dominion there. And other people can push your dominion away. In a way that it works is that the higher your dominion is, the more candles you have in a territory, the harder it is for the enemy to push in and kill your candle. But this is the maximum. So I will have a maximum of 6. If I wanted to, I could start here and have a maximum of 3. And if you have no candles anywhere, you lose the game. If you have candles in the area, not only will you get your good stuff, which we really want this turmoil, and we really want the heat. If we got our candles there, then we get our scales, and our troops they feel more confident. They gain morale. So that's what we went with is this right here. And this stuff up here, the bless effects, I'll show you in just a second. We're gonna look at my nation, which is Pan. So this is Pan. You've got these really cheap scouts. 25 gold is super cheap. To give you an idea, my guys cost 55 gold, and these scouts are 25. And these guys can fly 34 movement points, where a normal troop can move like 16 is even really fast. So 16 is fast, and that guy can go 34. So I should have scouts everywhere. I can see everything that happens in the world in theory. Um, okay, so my researchers, the guys that are researching, are going to be these guys, and they get 7 research points for 120 gold. They are expensive. And what I want is that every research point should cost 10 gold each. So 10 gold times 7 is 70. And so if you see, this costs 120. Not so good. So my research is going to be really, really bad. I got some other guys, but again, 9 times 10, 90, 185. These guys, 190, 325. So not so good. What's also bad is if you see, these guys only have a 100% chance of getting one of these two paths. So in combat, they're kind of useless to some extent. In from an on paper standpoint, these guys don't look good, but you're gonna see in like later that we do use these guys in a pretty cool and unique way, in a way that I've not seen any pan player use them yet. And it was Vish's idea, it wasn't my idea. I don't want to take the credit for it because it was like it's really ingenious. It's really kind of cool what ends up happening, guys. These are kind of these are the dryads, so they are they're all female and or I'm sorry, not dryad. Yeah, it's dryad. They're female satyrs. And these are invisible and they'll go under the troops, like the enemy, and then they'll like try to seduce the commanders. And if the commander gets taken, number one, you get the commander, so they join your team. So you get like magic pass. Like I'm missing fire. I'm missing astral, the little white star. I'm missing a lot of different paths. And if I take it, I can get paths that I haven't ever had before. So that's really cool. In addition, they can also sometimes they'll be like, I don't like you, and then the satyr gets upset and says, fine, I'm going to kill you. And so there's a fight between. There's also an assassination attempt. And so that's good too because these guys are special. They use what they do is they summon a bunch of bugs and then they kill the. So these guys are like a really important part of the of Pan. One of the most parts about Pan. You get like a big old group and you're about to go into battle, and then your mage is going to cast an important spell. Gets seduced. Yeah. You're like, no, you can literally lose an entire battle against Pan just because the Dryad got the right guy. And then there's some nations that have like big units that are very scary, and you can actually bring them to your side with all of their items and it's really powerful. And then so we've got the dryads, and then these dryad mothers are just like a supercharged version of the like higher path. That's why they're expensive. Is the extra paths, the extra research. They've also got this Ivy Lord thing, which you'll see later too. Which if you're summoning Ivy Kings or sorry Vinemen, then you'll get more Vinemen per turn, which is really nice. And you'll see those later. We can go more in depth when I actually see the Vinemen, and I'll show you the difference in math. But the Pan's biggest mage is this one. You see, like the other one had like one random between two. This guy literally has 5 paths right from and a big or 6. I'm sorry, 6 because of blood. They're also guaranteed to have one more in either blood or earth, and then there's a 10% chance to get. It's the what's it called? Like the phoenix or the or something where it's like it's the golden, it's the dream. Is that you get a nature random and he turns into a nature 5. So I kind of screwed up because I took a disciple and I didn't take nature 5, and really needs something called Mother Oak, and we'll see it later. Another team gets it. And I can't get it unless I get a nature 5 guy. So if you see, that's a 10% chance, and then it's a 1 in 3 chance on that 10%. So it's 3.33% chance, 3.33% chance, 3.33% chance. So I have a 3% chance. I need to recruit 33 of these guys on average before I get, and you can see 33, and that's really expensive. So it's very, very much luck. Now the reason why these guys are so important is this monster summoner. I told you about like the girls that go into the woods. Yeah. That's right down here. Panai are said to cause both animals and men to panic, and their flutes attract human females who shed all civilized manners to live a wild life of revelry. These females are called maenads, and more maenads are attracted to Pan in provinces with a strong scale and turmoil. And so that's why I took very, very strong turmoil, is that because these guys will summon a bunch of naked women that dance around the forest all day.
So they're Thailand in the food.
They're what?
And the girls like chips in the water.
Oh, sirens.
Yes.
Oh, they're like sirens. Yeah. Well, actually, there's another nation that's called Oceania, and Oceania literally has sirens. These are sirens,
Oh.
and they're the same, but they have water because they're in the water. But yeah, it's the same thing. But they're not as good, and they're kind of crafty because they can go on. In order to seduce, they need to be on the shore. It's not even in water. You can't even do it in water. It has to be on the shore. Because they drown people, and if they're the only people that can go in water are like breathing water guys, so you can't drown somebody that can breathe underwater. So it has to be somebody on the shore that can't breathe underwater. So they really suck. I mean at the time, yes, recruitment 10. They're 100 gold. I mean, it's still expensive. 100 gold for a water choose not to. Okay, but yeah, a lot of people hate Oceania. So because we're getting him on turn, or because we're getting our pretender on turn 36, I get my disciple on turn 18, and that's plus or minus, I think, 6. I think it's normally like, I think it's like turn 14 or 15 plus a DRN, which is like a roll of a D6. And so like I think you can get him as early as 15 maybe, but somewhere around there, it doesn't matter. I learned from one game. In fact, it was an EA Pan game where I was like, I need my pretender, and he came one turn too late. And if I would have gotten him one turn later, I'd have won the war, and I would have knocked somebody out. I was literally on top of his capital. He was on top of my capital. I would have been able to script this guy and sneak in a bunch of forces. But because I didn't know the pretender was going to be there, and I didn't know my bless was going to be online, I didn't sneak guys in. And then I lost my capital, and then eventually, because he had my capital, he was able to push my guys off of his capital. It was really bad. It was so I don't rely on, like, I think my guy came in on turn 16 or something like that, 15 or 16. It was the worst I've ever seen a pretender come in, but it's one of those random things that you don't. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was wild. So I get a disciple, and so he's normally a big monster or a little caster. And what you can do is you can put up these big globals that will get you money, or maybe make everybody around the world die slowly or die more quickly, I guess. So you can do globals. But what I did is I did want some globals, but I wanted a guy who could first sight search, and number two that could do a little bit of crafting. So I took this guy, which is a gigantic cyclops. Like he makes stuff.
Yeah.
And then I took I don't remember what I took with this guy, I'll be honest. Oh, that's right. I took enough to what's it? I think I took something like this. And I did this so I could get vampires.
Oh.
Because I got a little bit of blood, and I can blood hunt, and he can summon vampires.
And you got death.
Because I got death and I got blood. Because those are the two cross paths necessary to get vampires. Now that's pretty silly because my research sucks, and it never really did pan out. And another thing is that the 2 air means that I can magically jump into a province.
Oh.
That's really cool too. So
that's good.
So we got 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna go in. I accidentally didn't get the first turn, and that's fine anyways, because I kind of can show you how this works. Okay. Oh,
everyone.
He's being all nice and friendly. We're gonna kill him.
Oh.
Look, if you want to be nice, I mean, you have it coming, okay? There is no place for nice guys. So the way that this works is that
That's mean.
your initial yes, I know it's truthful. Is that you get like initial force, and these guys are like they get a spear, they just spear things, and these guys have got a javelin, so they throw a javelin and then they hit things. So what I do, and these guys you can't tell them what to do, they do what they
Oh.
want. So you just send them in back, and then they're gonna like slowly move their way forward. And then these guys, you tell them to hold still, and then they go forward too, and then they go forward as a group. And then these guys are gonna come around the side and try to like get the commanders over there. In fact, let me just show you what happened. So these guys are the guys I can't tell them what to do. There's my commander back there. Now, remember how I had all those things that I was telling you about with the bless, like how they can stop cold. Well, these Kunyang normal guys, they don't get it. They're not important enough. They're not. They're chaff. They don't believe as fervently and in the great one as what my white centaurs are. These are the most important unit that I got, and I didn't go over, but this is the only one you need.
Okay.
These guys have got 3 attacks, so it's really good. One though is kind of a crappy attack.
Mm.
I don't know if that bronze lance does a. I don't know if this does a like because it's a lance. You know how like you do a lance charge and like snaps the lance.
Yeah.
I don't know if it breaks the lance or not. I think that it. I think you get to use this again, but you only get a bonus damage on the initial charge, because you can use a lance again. You're not. It's not designed to break. It's only shattering if it's like for fun. If you're doing like the night jousting.
Okay.
If you're really trying to kill somebody, you don't want a weapon that's gonna go boom. That's not like
Yeah, that's
here buy this lance once. Like, wow, reusability. I'll design a computer like that. So they got these things called sacred, and you're gonna see this guy right here is the commander. The little guy with 1 path, and he's gonna bless. And that blessing, if he hit this guy, oh, he missed it. So you see how like it aims on this one, and then it does an AOE of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're hoping it hits everybody, but it didn't. It misses. But this guy, on the other hand, he got blessed. Okay, so he gets all of these things added to his stats, so he becomes really cool.
nice.
But what I told him to do is, hey, sit here for a little bit because this idiot might miss you. And see, that time he actually got it. Okay, so now what's gonna happen is that these are their troops, right here, and they're just heavy infantry. They're gonna hit my main line, and what I want these guys to do is sneaky, sneaky, and kill their commanders. Because if you kill all the commanders, then at that point they all run away. And so, yay, we went up, we ate their commanders, which is all well and good. We got all of them except like these guys are kind of eating up as it is. And not only that, but I don't know. This didn't turn out quite like I wanted it to. But okay. So one more thing. You see that this guy's kind of reddish.
Yes.
Okay, so that means he went berserk, and that means he got hit a little bit. And these guys got a lot of hit points. So if they get hit, he got hit for 1 hit point. Because he got hit for 1 hit point, he went berserk. That means he will never run away. If you look at his morale right here, it says 99. He will never run. And even if everybody else has run, so you saw like some of my guys are running, even if the commander dies, no matter what, he will keep on fighting until he dies or until he falls asleep. If you see his fatigue, if he goes to 100 fatigue, he'll fall asleep. And when he wakes up, he'll realize that, he'll decide to make better life decisions.
Oh.
So, but we won, no problem. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making these white centaurs because they're awesome. But if you see, I can only make 4 of them. So what I do is I make these like they're not sacred. But I still want to use all my resources, so I make 2 of these crappy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my surrounding area. Now this one says elephant, and elephants are scary, so we don't want to go there. These are barbarians. Barbarians are easy to kill, but they kind of kill in reverse. And what you want to do is you want to not lose too many troops, because you want to expand as fast as you can. So you take the easy ones as fast as you can. So what I want to do is I want to like try to like maybe see if I can get all of this spot. Now I also found another guy's capital. So I know this dude is here. I know that the underwater province, this is Pomoria and this is Atlantis. And these guys are a team. So my teammate is over here. That's Fish right there. That's me. So this area is all ours. I don't want to go in this direction because I'm like nobody's gonna steal this stuff. If they come steal this stuff, we'll go to war with them and we'll get it back right away.
Yeah.
No problem. So what I want to do is I want to make sure Pomoria doesn't get any land. So if I go from here to here, and I get this, Memoria can't go south at all. That'd be really cool.
Oh.
But and it's only light cavalries and militia. So like doing this right here is the way to go. We don't want to go after the barbarians because the barbarians will beat the piss out of us, and I'll just lose a bunch of troops. I'll probably I might not win. That's a lot of barbarians, but I might win, but I still don't want to do it. I could come back here, but remember, I'm making troops here.
Yeah.
So why would I want to backtrack? I want to get more land and make sure other people can't get land. Over here, this is heavy cavalry. Look on the bottom. Is heavy cavalry, so I don't want to go in this direction either because heavy cavalry will eat my face.
That's scary.
They're scary too. Now I can look here and I've got a bunch of guys, but I don't have a commander, so I'm making a commander right now. Okay, so let's move on to turn 4 and then we're done. Normally the like describing the own episode, but you get extra.
Nice.
Okay, so oh my goodness. So do you think we win or do we lose? You can cheat. Look underneath. See where I'm at, where it's at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Did we win or lose? You see the flag right here? The flag means that the kingdom of Dara belongs to the good guys. I'm the green one. The red with the red outline, that's fish. And we'll watch his stuff too, how he does. But that means we won this battle. Shh. Okay, so we did end up going to this place like we thought we did. And what's gonna what it is these guys have got a javelin, so they're gonna shoot their javelins first. But this is scary. In addition, there's a bunch of heavy cavalry, and these heavy cavalry have really high protection, 14, and then I only deal 14 damage. So I need to win every time I roll. I got to win eventually by 10 total. In negative, like they can't gain hit. If they win by like if I roll and they win by 3, they don't gain hit. But if I win by 3, they take 3 hit points. In addition, mine are piercing, so it lowers that protection by a little. But what hurts is that they come in here with their attack, and they get a charge bonus for first strike, which is a third, or no, half of their strength. So they get 5 bonus damage. So that's 18 damage. 18 damage, and my guys have 6 protection. So 18 minus 6 equals 12. So they deal 12 damage immediately. Unless I can roll super high. But if they roll even too higher than me, my guy dies immediately. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So like murder rate. Yes, and I'm still blessing if you're blessed. Then we see like bye-bye. Poof! Okay, well luckily they didn't die.
Yay!
Okay, this is why. Do you see their defense skill of 14?
Yeah.
These guys have actually got a hit first. They've got an attack of 10. So I get plus 14, they get plus 10. They have to win by 4, which means that they didn't. So I actually survived. These guys are throwing their javelins, and my white centaurs are actually going to hit this and then roll up their flanks, which is exactly what I want. If you see, now we're starting to win. Now the downside is these little crappy militia, which are crappy units, are kind of good. Yeah, it's not very good. But we're not doing too bad. Wait, what's that? Oh! You see the purple? You see how they're kind of like purple? Oh, there's reddish purple. Yeah, it's okay. It means that they've got decaying. And so they're rapidly aging.
Oh, the thing that
the
you
bless.
picked.
Yep. And so this guy I did it. He gained 5 years of life. So like he's starting to get old. But this guy right here, if you see him, he's 21. And then now he's 26. And if he gets to if he gets to 50, he'll turn old and start like becoming decrepit and losing arms, like heads, stuff like that. So yeah. I mean, it's good for us. Okay, so we lost a white centaur, which is really bad.
Yeah.
If you have less than 5 guys, it gets crappy. You want 5 guys. So that kind of sucks. It means that this is kind of this group is in kind of danger at this point of running away.
Yeah.
Let's watch Vicious fight real quick. So he's got these little goblins that he absolutely loves. He's got a big demon here. These wolves respawn every single time. So like he just like go forth, wolves die. And then he's got these demons that come back for free. So these cost money, these don't. If you see like what he did is he stopped these guys, and now these guys are gonna get surrounded and killed really fast. So the wolves work really, really well. But yeah, these guys are really cool because you can fit their size 1. So there's like, if you look like in this 1 hex, there's guys.
Oh wow.
They can fit 6, and they do like 15 damage, which is big. So, and then he just wins, but he takes a couple. And then we got water gems. Yay, water gems.
Yay.
So what's gonna happen next turn? We're not gonna hit elephants. We're not gonna hit barbarians. We got the choice of either these, or these. Okay, these have got elephants. So our grandiose plan to come over here has just been thwarted. These guys are actually pretty easy to kill. They're called Wolf Tribe. They're really easy to kill. But going north is going to mean that I'm not pushing on Femoria, and I want to push on Femoria.
Yes.
These are the same guys, so they're both wolves and wolves. In addition, I really, really, really want trees. I'm Pan. Forests are good for me. But these guys right here have a magic path that is very uncommon called Astral. And Astral Mages I need, so if I can come here and take that, I'll get Astral Mages. I don't remember if I got the Astral Mages or if I went for the Forest, but this was a very key, important decision. In the background, I've got this dude with a crap ton of centaurs that we're going to go into here. Now, if I was going to do this again, I don't think I ended up doing this. I would end up like doing something like that, getting 4 guys, and like leaving 2 of these guys behind. Because then I could do 2 expansions. But this is probably the best expansion. All of these are easy to kill. So I guess next time, if you remind me, Mama, I need to go over who my opponents are. I'm gonna go over 4 of the opponents that we will not be seeing, and then the rest of them I'll go over them as we meet them, because 4 of the guys I don't, or no, 6 of the guys I never really end up fighting. We end up meeting them, but we don't go to war with them. And so yeah, we'll go over them when we go to war with them. But the other ones I kind of want to gloss over. Okay, well then we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.